Alright, what's up everybody? Welcome to a brand new video. Hopefully something new that I'm going to be starting here on the channel, which is doing book reviews and comic book reviews for Star Wars, for all the canon and Legends material, the EU, the expanded universe. And like, I know a lot about the Disney canon just based on watching everything multiple times and, you know, watching videos from Star Wars Explained, Alex from Star Wars Explained, watching the Lord Master, I forgot what his name is, the Lord Master, you know, watching all these different type of guys reviewing Star Wars material and talking about Star Wars material, talking about the little aspects, information of Star Wars material that a lot of people don't go into. And like, I know a lot about Disney canon, like I said, but there's just, what I don't know is all this written material, all these written novels that Lucasfilm and the authors and all the writers have given us, both canon and the EU material, which I know is a huge gap of information. A lot of people say would be really useful to have in the Disney canon. So yeah, I want to start getting into these books, and the first one that I'm going to review, which I read like a month and a half ago, I think, which is Dark Disciple by Christie Golden, which is such an amazing book, man. So this is going to be a spoiler review. Not a non-spoiler review, because non-spoiler review I could do like a 1 minute little video and get it out, but I want to talk of spoilers, because this book by Christie Golden, The Dark Disciple, such an amazing book, man. And for those of you that don't know, this is based on eight unfinished scripts for Star Wars: The Clone Wars series, the 2008 series, which were supposed to be animated by Dave Filoni and his team and everybody at Lucasfilm, which was supposed to follow the show was supposed to follow, obviously, Jedi Master Quinlan Vos and Asajj Ventress, the former Sith acolyte, trying to go and take down Dooku. And obviously we learn a whole lot more through this book, which is that the Jedi Council are finally tired, sick of this war, the Clone Wars, and they get to this decision out of nowhere that, you know what, maybe the best way to end this whole war is take off the head of the snake, assassinate Count Dooku. Like, and that's crazy to think about, you know, because we start out the book straight off like that. I'm pretty sure it's within the first couple chapters we start getting into the Jedi Council putting this idea out onto the table, like assassinating Count Dooku, which is crazy to think about, because the Jedi aren't supposed to just kill to kill. You know, they're able to protect themselves and use the Force and stuff like that, but to assassinate someone, it's crazy, and it just brings you into the mindset that the Jedi Council, all these Jedi Masters, all the Jedi in the universe are going through right now during the Clone Wars. That, you know, their philosophy is starting to dwindle. Their philosophy is starting to teeter on its head. You know, they're starting to think about things that are more dark side aspect to the Force. And yeah, they assigned this task to Quinlan Vos, which I think we got in 1 or 2 episodes in Star Wars: The Clone Wars. I don't remember exactly, but I remember there's an episode specifically where he's with Obi-Wan Kenobi. I don't remember what it's for, but I know we get 1 episode with him. I know there's written material about him in the Legends material, the EU, so I definitely want to check that out also. And yeah, and then we move on, the story keeps going, and they ask, of course, one of my all-time favorite characters for me personally, watching Star Wars: The Clone Wars, Asajj Ventress, to go and help Quinlan Vos, because obviously she has a ton of experience, not only under Count Dooku, but she knows all this information that the Jedi and the Jedi Council don't know, which is, you know, routes that the Separatist Alliance has, where they meet up, where these secret locations are for Count Dooku and stuff like that. So they get her help, and bada bing bada boom, stuff happens, and we start getting a little bit different aspects of Star Wars that we haven't gotten yet in canon. For me personally, I don't know if it's in any of the books, so I'm just going straight based off of anything that I've seen from the animated series, Star Wars: The Clone Wars, Star Wars Rebels, all the movies, everything. We start getting these little huge amounts of examples of love, and like obviously we got that in the prequel trilogy, no doubt about it. We got that with Anakin and Padme, but I don't think we've ever gone at this deep of a level where Quinlan starts falling for Asajj Ventress, literally starts falling heads over heels for her. He's not supposed to. All he's supposed to do in this mission with Asajj is just find out information, try to gain her trust, and once he gains her trust, go and assassinate Count Dooku. And eventually they do. They start going to what's this plane? I found it. But they go to the ball and they start attacking him, and obviously they don't succeed. Obviously because of Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith. He's still alive. And during the Battle of Coruscant, when Grievous kidnaps Chancellor Palpatine, and yeah, they fail. Quinlan Vos gets captured, and then once Quinlan Vos gets captured, that's when, for me personally, this book takes on a whole nother level. It goes up a whole nother level because now we start getting into these themes of a Jedi Master trying to. Obviously, he's been trained in the dark side by Asajj Ventress at this point, and now he's starting to trying to balance these two things in him, right? Trying to balance himself being on the light side of the Force, but also being with the dark side of the Force. But the thing with the dark side is, obviously, we all know you're not supposed to let it consume you, because then you're lost. You're lost. We learned that also from Master Yoda during the Clone Wars episodes, the Lost episodes, where he's learning how to become a Force ghost, how to transcend his conscious self once he passes away into the Force. That you can't let the dark side consume you. Like you know when he's fighting his dark side, that's what he says. And yeah, man, I mean, it's such an amazing little thing. One of the little gripes that I have for the book itself is there's so many different places in the book where we're like, okay, Quinlan, okay, he's dark side now. Oh no, wait, no, he's a good guy still. He's still working for the Jedi. Okay, maybe not when Asajj goes and tries to rescue him with Boba Fett and all her crew, which is super cool to even think about that. Asajj went to go get Boba's help and Bosk and everybody, and then Quinlan literally tries to kill Asajj Ventress there. So okay, he is full on dark side, but then they go back and time passes by. They rescue him again. Asajj, Obi-Wan Kenobi, and Anakin Skywalker, they rescue him, bring him back to the Jedi Temple, and once again we're back with those themes. Can Quinlan Vos actually control the dark side within him? Is he able to or not? And all the Jedi seem to think that, yeah, he's back. He got trained in the dark side of the Force, but he's a Jedi still. It's not going to affect him. But Asajj Ventress still somehow, over all the Jedi Masters, is able to sense the dark side within Quinlan Vos, which I think is super cool to talk about, because I personally think that she's able to sense the dark side, not only because she's trained in the dark side, former Sith acolyte, former apprentice to Count Dooku, Darth Tyrannus, but she's able to sense the dark side within him also because of the relationships they have, the attachment that they've created with one another. And yeah, we go back to those themes of love, man. Like, the Jedi don't want you to be attached to people, but that was also their demise, their fall. Except for Kiadi Mundi, because they let that dude have like 9 wives or something, which I don't get. But yeah, then they bring him back, and we move on. The story moves on. He's starting to get these missions with the Jedi and everything, but every single time that they go do a mission, stuff goes off the rails. Not off the rails, but like the Separatists already knew they were coming. Stuff was already taken away on this outpost. The cave that they were going in was set up with bombs and everything. And now, obviously, as we're reading that, as the audience, we're like, okay, hold on, something fishy is going on, because obviously Quinlan Vos isn't who he is. He's not a Jedi anymore. He has to be the one infiltrating this type of information to the Separatists, because how would the Separatists know this information? And boom, happens again. Master Yoda goes to Quinlan Vos, sets up a private meeting with him, And right there and there, he senses the dark side within him still. And up until that point, you think, okay, that's it. He's full on dark side now. He's Count Dooku's new apprentice, you know, kind of, but not really. But he's working with the Separatists now. He's in the dark side of the Force. There's no way he's turning back. And so they give him a secret mission. Go kill Count Dooku. Prove to us. Well, they don't tell him that, but that's what the mission's for. Prove to us that you're still part of the Jedi. They go. All this stuff happens. They find out that Vos indeed isn't with the Jedi anymore. And they capture him because Anakin and Obi-Wan are sent to follow Quinlan Vos and see if he's actually good or bad, I mean. And they get captured. Shit happens. Also going with the attachment stuff, we also get a lot more aspects to it with the Jedi, with Quinlan Vos showing that he has a lot of attachments in the real world, not only with Asajj Ventress, but also with his best friend Desh, who I think is a Jedi Knight at this point. Also with Obi-Wan Kenobi. And yeah, like these themes of the Jedi and their practices, their philosophy, keep on coming up. That, you know, this isn't the way that it should be. Because I don't know if it's canon or if it's Legends material, but I'm pretty sure it's Legends material, where Luke has a new Jedi Order after Return of the Jedi, and he changes this philosophy. They're able to have attachments, and I know Luke gets with some woman named Mara, who obviously I should know because so many people talk about Mara like she's a badass. So eventually we're gonna get to that, eventually, hopefully. And yeah, man, it's such a cool little theme. And then we move past that, and we find out Quinlan Vos is indeed with Count Dooku. He ends up killing his best friend Dash to escape. They escape. Bada bing, bada boom. They get on the Banshee, Ventress's Banshee ship. They escape, and then they get followed, get attacked. They land on Christophsis, which is crazy to think about because that's the beginning of Star Wars: The Clone Wars, the TV series. That's where we start off at Christophsis, and bam. Now, by the point of this book, by the time all of this is happening, you should be fully engaged in the book, right? Like fully engaged, because for me, you know, I would always tell myself, like, day after day, I'll be like, all right, maybe just one more chapter, one more, that's it, one more. Then I would end up reading that one chapter and be like, okay, let me do one more passes by. All right, let me do one more. You know, by the time all of these events are happening, you know, you can't help yourself but trying to go and read this book, because Christy Golden does an absolutely amazing job of writing and flowing the whole story together. And, you know, just making you visualize exactly what's happening in front of you, on these pages, the words that are happening. She's able to help you visualize all of this stuff, and then bam, they go to Christophsis, they crash. Dooku gets injured. I think even Ventress gets injured. They go to this secret base that they have on Christophsis. Count Dooku calls up his boy Darth Sidious. Hey, yo, Master, help me out, man. I'm stuck here on Christophsis. The Jedi are following me. I need help. Send somebody. Bam. It's not really revealed if Darth Sidious is gonna go send help or not, but that's where Quinlan Vos turns again, which is one of the gripes with me, because you know, I think it's just best just let us know which side he's on, because we keep going dark side, light side, dark side, light side. But at this point, we still don't know. But it's kind of hinted at that he's still maybe going to the light side, because obviously, as we find out at the end of the book, Quinlan Vos was, I think, always fighting with the Jedi, always meant to do his part, finish the mission of assassinating Count Dooku, but also he found out who Count Dooku's master was, which was Darth Sidious. He even heard the voice, but he doesn't know who that is exactly, because obviously with the hood you can't see who Darth Sidious is. And then we get to probably the toughest moment for me. We get to the end of the book, and by this time I love this book. It's freaking amazing because we've gone through so many different journeys and different the character arcs that Quinlan Vos, Asajj Ventress go through in this book is absolutely amazing. We get there, and yeah, man, we get to that cave scene where they're stuck there, and then all of a sudden Count Dooku attacks Quinlan Vos, hits him with the full power of his Force lightning, and probably in the most amazing, sad, tragic ending to a character. Spoiler alert. Obviously this is a spoiler review. Asajj Ventress sacrificed herself for Quinlan Vos. That's how strong their relationship, that's how strong their attachment, their love for one another is. And she sacrifices herself, man. And man, when I tell you I got hit with the feels, I got hit with the feels right here, because I was not prepared for that moment. Because Asajj Ventress is one of my favorite characters to come out of the Star Wars The Clone Wars. I wish we would have gotten Asajj Ventress in Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith, if maybe it was written a little differently, to get Asajj Ventress in Episode 3, or maybe even in Episode 2, if they would have written the story a little bit differently. Because Asajj Ventress was such an amazing character. And yeah, Ventress just takes the full impact of that Force lightning, and you know, there's no way she's surviving. And that's when Dooku tries to convince Vos to, you know, kill me, do it, you know, do it, to fully embrace the dark side, kill him out of anger. And once he does that, he'll fully be a Darksider. There's no going back. But he can't do it. He tells him, no, I'm a Jedi, like my father before me. I'm fucking with you guys. Come on now. I know who says that. Come on. But yeah, he doesn't do it. Dooku escapes, and those last moments between them, man, it's such an amazing little story of love, of tragedy, of you know, once again going back to the Jedi and their philosophy of attachment, them viewing it as wrong. But here, Vos doesn't care anymore. He pretty much, I think, not only in this moment, but he tells her before that he would leave the Jedi Order for her. I'm pretty sure it's during this moment where he tells her, I would have left the Jedi Order. We could have gone together, just like Obi-Wan tells the Duchess Satine in the Clone Wars, which is also crazy to think about Obi-Wan never being a Jedi. But yeah, they have this final embrace, such a tragic ending to their love story, and Ventress passes away, you know. And oh man, what an amazing ending to the book. And then, well, that's not the ending of the book, you know. We go back to Coruscant. He's in front of the Jedi Council, blah blah blah. He apologizes, he gets reinstated, they pardon him and everything. But then we get to such an amazing little ending at the end of the book, where Quinlan and Obi-Wan, another relationship, close attachment that they have, close friendship. Obi-Wan joins Quinlan and they go to Dathomir, which we also got some cool backstory on Dathomir, which is what I loved that Christy Golden gave us, which I'm pretty sure the story group also helped her in this process of writing this book. But we got some cool backstory of Dathomir, which I'll go in a little bit later on. But yeah, they go to Dathomir, where Quinlan killed that ancient creature. I think I'm pretty sure it's the same body of water that they're talking about. They rest Asajj Ventress there, and the water turns green, or it starts getting this little green misty color, and bam, perfect little ending to Asajj, bringing her back to her home planet, to her home where all the Night Sisters are. And right there would have been the perfect place if it was in a movie, if it was in Star Wars The Clone Wars, an anime series. We might even get it in season 7. I don't know, maybe, you know, to have the Force theme there, because during the trial that I talked about before, a little before this happens, Obi-Wan stands up for her, saying that she's a true friend to the Jedi. And, you know, she makes a sacrifice that any Jedi would have made, I think. You know, in terms of their philosophy to protect the innocent, protect the ones they love. And, you know, that would have been a perfect moment for the Force thing. But yeah, so going back to Dathomir, we got some cool little information of Dathomir, man, which we didn't really... We got a lot of information in the Clone Wars about the Nicets, about Mother Talzin, and all that stuff, but here we found out actually how the Nicets were chosen to be part of their clan. You know, all these sisters have to endure these trials, just like the Jedi have to go through their own trials to even become a Padawan and then a Jedi Knight, Jedi Master. And yeah, cool little information of how they have to wake this ancient beast creature from under the lake, bring him or her or it up to the surface and put him back to sleep. Cool little information like that. Obviously the characters that they chose for this is obviously amazing. Well, not really chosen because it's based on unaired scripts from Star Wars The Clone Wars. And yeah, man, such a deep little story about Quinlan Vos, Asajj Ventress, a Jedi Master, former Sith Acolyte, joining together, working as a team, but also building this relationship that they have, a true relationship of love, of agony, of pain. And yeah, man, I thought it was such an amazing book to read for anybody that loves Star Wars The Clone Wars, mostly. For those that have any background information of who Asajj Ventress is, who Quinlan Vos is, obviously Count Dooku. Such an amazing little action-packed love story. That's what I think I would define this as. An action-packed love story between a Jedi and the Sith Acolyte, man. And yeah, such an amazing book. I would definitely recommend this to anybody that's a Star Wars fan. And I'm pretty sure this is canon material. So this is such an amazing little story before episode 3, obviously. And yeah, man, I would definitely recommend this to any of you guys out there that haven't read the book, or if you have read the book, let me know what you thought about this little review that I had, man. This is my first time ever doing something like this. I've never even seen a book review, so hopefully you guys enjoyed this thing. Let me know what you guys thought about it in the comment section down below, and recommend more books to me, man. What should I start with? Because I want to do more of the Disney canon, obviously, but also the EU material, the Legends material. I want to start getting into that, start to learn more about that, those stories that people feel like should be taken from the Legends material and be brought into canon somehow, into a movie, into an animated series, into another book, novel, comic book. And also comic books, recommend comic books to me, man. I want to start reading comic books as well. I don't know how I'm going to afford all of this, but hey, Del Rey Star Wars, if you guys are watching, Del Rey Books, if you guys are watching, hey, provide some books to me, man. Because it's going to cost a pretty little penny. Even rent them to me, and I'll review all of them. But anyways, man, if you guys enjoyed this little review, oh, and I didn't even give a rating for it. What the hell? So my rating for this book, easily, let's just go out of five stars. Let's do 5 stars. Actually, not 5 stars. Let's do out of 5 points. I would give this book easily 4.8. Because I love this book, man. This book is such an amazing read, such an amazing journey that we take with 2 amazing characters, especially Asajj Ventress, because she's such an amazing character. Maybe even underrated character for a lot of the Star Wars fans, but yeah, easily 4.8 out of 5. I could easily give it a 5 also. I'm probably going to reread this book again. And yeah, man, subscribe to the channel down below. Make sure to share this video with some other book readers. If you're part of any Discord servers, share it there also. And yeah, make sure to recommend some other book material to me. Canon, legend material, comic books. And yeah, drop a comment down below. Give this video a big thumbs up, man. I'll see you guys in the next book review, man. May the Force be with you always.